Anambra State Governor's wife pledged to reward nursing mothers on exclusive breastfeeding. As Oboju community to house state government proposed Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Hub. Federal government to include security and safety of schools in national budget. Malaysia's appeal court overturns citizenship ruling on children born overseas. Hello, beautiful morning to you and welcome to Breakfast News. I am David Okwasile. Before the news in detail, here's a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State Academy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him our maximum support for the task ahead. I am David Okwasile and welcoming you to the news. The wife of Anambra State Governor, Mrs. Noye Soludo, has pledged to organize a reward program for nursing mothers whose babies have been certified to be exclusively breastfed. The governor's wife stated this while flagging off the 2022 World Breastfeeding Week at Maternal and Child Health Center, Amobia. Correspondent Daniel Ezigwe filed the report, taken from here.
While explaining that breast milk is a key element in growth and health of any baby, Mrs. Soludo noted that having exclusively breastfed all her children, she was in the right position to educate mothers on its efficiency. She stated that as another way to move Anambra State from the current 27% statistics on the National Exclusive Breastfeeding Index, she will set up a reward program for nursing mothers who pass the test. The governor's wife stated that as a hygiene ambassador and advocate of healthy living, she was worried about effective hygiene practices by the pregnant and nursing mothers as well as in primary health care facilities.
Ono wa the benefits wele ni mana ai ga kowakwala ono so that ono bo na eblozi oma ndị nebo ono ndị obodo ono ndị oyi ono una na call for exclusive breastfeeding. Exclusive breastfeeding with the greatest present, the greatest immunization, the greatest gift we normally children.
The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Afam Obidike, in his remarks, said that the state government is building fertile health ground for everybody living in Anambra State and emphasized the importance of infant and maternal health. Dr. Obidike noted that exclusive breastfeeding was important as it prevents most child killer diseases, helps in family planning, and checkmates breast cancer among women.
Breast milk exclusive for the first 6 weeks, 6 months. Brain and then more. Opolo ta onye na exclusive na aro amaghị ya. Mana the chances are ya dey reduce. Opolo ataya na ekwu. Mana ataya na ekwu. Mana olu ya nwa gị o ga hospital.
The Anambra State House of Assembly has passed a bill for a law to establish Anambra State Multidoor Courthouse and connected purposes. The House passed the bill during plenary. House of Assembly correspondent Chukwemeka Modeling filed the report, taken from here.
The executive bill seeks to enhance access to justice by providing alternative mechanisms to supplement litigation and the resolution of disputes through establishment of a multi-door courthouse. After clause-by-clause considerations of the bill by the committee of the Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Uche Okafor read out the bill for passage while the lawmakers supported it through voice vote.
Distinguished colleagues, is this a true reflection of what happened at the Committee of the Whole?
Yes.
If so, those in support that this report be made a working tool of this Honorable House, say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Commenting on the bill, the member representing Jikoka 1 constituency, Dr. Timothy Ifediorama, noted that the bill will eliminate all litigations associated with universal courts, minimize citizen frustration, and delays in justice delivery by providing legal framework for fair and efficient settlement of disputes using multi-door courthouse.
It's an introduction of ADR into our judicial process and jurisprudence, which of course is the new directive or the new direction of judicial process or review, as it were. And so, it's a monumental, great achievement by the Anambra State House of Assembly, and the Anambra in general, because that opens the door for lesser contentions as regards, the rudiments of the court system.
Also at plenary, the court passed a resolution directing the Commissioner for Land Survey and Town Planning to deal directly with Ozo James Eze as a landowner and pay him 20% compensation plots due to him at Nkwele and Isiago communities respectively, and adequately compensate Ozo James Eze for his economic trees and crops that were damaged on or before 2 weeks from the date of the adoption of the recommendations of its Committee on Public Petitions on the petition brought to the House by Ozo James.
The Anambra State government has concluded arrangements with the people of Oboji community in Orumba South local government area over 200 hectares of land for the proposed Anambra State Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Hub. The proposed Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Hub is said to house over 100 pharmaceutical companies, School of Pharmaceutical Sciences, among others. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo filed the report, also taken from here.
Addressing the people of Oboji community, the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Afamo Bidike, who led the state government team on inspection of the 200 hectares of land, said that the project will on completion provide Anambra and entire Africa with quality drugs and serve as major supplier of pharmaceuticals in the continent. Commissioner Obidike used the opportunity to call on youths in the area to maximally support the government on the project, which he pointed out will provide job opportunities for them and other youths in the state.
It's a good thing which will help to reduce, one, it's going to improve the quality of drugs we produce in Nigeria, and good enough our special advisor, the Governor of Medicals and Pharmaceuticals, who are experienced on this, who think through on it, and with the governor's assistance, this will serve the purpose of Africa in general. And if you look beyond just production of quality drugs, it's also going to massively improve employment to the youths in this environment, and it's a very wonderful thing, and we pray to God to guide us through to the end of it.
On his part, the Commissioner for Lands, Professor Ofonze Amuchazi, who said that the project is for progress and development of the community and Anambra State in general, adjudged the site as perfect, assuring Ndi Oboji that the project will soon kick off and be completed in due time.
And I must say that this is a wonderful site. I never knew Anambra State had this expanse of land. And I can say that with what the governor has in mind, Africa will come to this place. The world will come to this place.
Amen. The special advisor to Governor Chukwuma Soludo on medicals and pharmaceuticals, Dr. Godwin Nnadozie, explained that the project is designed to be the first of its kind in Nigeria and best in Africa, noting that on completion, the Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Hub will forever emancipate Anambra State from poverty. In their various speeches, the traditional ruler of Oboji community, Igwe Festus Iyoku, the traditional Prime Minister, Dr. Ken Anyacho, President General of the town, Prince Epundu Emechebe, and Mayor of Orumba South Council Area, Prince Sunday Uchendu, thanked the state government for citing the project in Oboji, assuring the total support of the community to the world-class project and Soludo-led administration.
Na ihe ọma ga-eso ofe otu afasiri bịa n'aha Jizọs. Onye ọwụna nọ ebe a ga-eketa oke ihe ọma ahụ n'ụzọ ahụ isi ike, n'ụzọ ogologo ndụ, n'ụzọ ihe akụ na ihe enwe. Onye ọbụla ga-eketa oke dị otu a n'aha Jizọs. Wee na-ayọ Chineke ihe afasiri jiri isi ọka na-abịa ebe a, anyị ma na ihe ọma, anyị na-atụ anya mgbe abịacha na ihe anyị ji anụ ji abụ ihe ga-eweta mgbanwe Oboji.
We are excited for Mr. Governor to have chosen us to site this project here. And we're excited and we are glad. That's why, as much as we can, we must do everything to support that vision.
Speaking, the youth's vice chairman and chief security officer of the town, Mr. Ogochukwu Chendu, who stood in for their chairman, assured the unalloyed support and security of the projects during, before, and after completion. The Surveyor General of the state, Mr. Anthony Idigo, was among government team that inspected the site.
The Archbishop Province of the Niger, Most Reverend Alexander Ibezim, has presented food items to retired Catholic priests and to children in orphanage homes. The items were presented to them at the Priests Welfare Home and the Faith Community Children's Home, all in Oka. Correspondent Emmanuel Chiwata reports that the act of benevolence was to promote ecumenism and as part of activities to celebrate his 60th birthday. The report.
The Archbishop, who is also the Bishop of Oka Diocese, will be 60 today and presented items like bags of rice, beans, noodles, liters of vegetable oil and other gifts to the beneficiaries. Presenting the items, Archbishop Ibezim, who said the visit was to celebrate with the elderly retired Catholic priests who labored in God's vineyard, thanked the Catholic Bishop of Oka Diocese, Most Reverend Paulinus Ezokafo, for honoring his invitation, while he reaffirmed his commitment towards promoting ecumenism in Anambra State and beyond. Archbishop Ibezim said that for the past 12 years as bishop and 3 years as archbishop, he has always shared ideas with the Catholic prelate, describing him as conscientious and quiet leader that has ever remained supportive to him. The Anglican prelate, who also visited the Faith Community Children's Home, reiterated the love he has for children and assured them of his support and quality education through the Anglican institutions, appreciating the home for taking immense care of them.
We have always been a very conscientious, quiet leader, and for these years we have understood ourselves. So I said we cannot be celebrating and I will look away as if we are not there. I know that you are there 100% with all that you are doing. So as part of this our visit is also to celebrate with you, to tell you that this is what we are doing, to use this opportunity to thank you for all the support.
Responding, Bishop Ezokafo expressed his gratitude to the Archbishop for extending his act of charity to the Catholic Church, saying the magnanimity meant a lot to them.
So for you to have thought it out, they need to come and see this case. I'm very, very happy about it. Because, like you said, we believe that I'm now working, young man, trying to do one day I will go to, if God keeps me alive. Surely I will end this way. There is no doubt, there is a pattern. So,
one of the retired Catholic priests, Monsignor Simon Amateze, who spoke on behalf of others, appreciated the Archbishop for the well-thought-out plan of visiting them, praying God to reward him abundantly.
To say, I will remember you, but we also visit you, and that you have done. Thank God for that. Yes. The art of thanksgiving, gratitude leads to beatitude.
Amen.
On behalf of the Faith Orphanage Homes, Ms. Ifeoma Ago revealed to the Archbishop some challenges confronting the home and appreciated him for the visit. The Bishop of Ida Diocese, Right Reverend Joseph Musa, Oka Diocesan Administrator, Venerable Rex Kanu were part of the visit. In a similar development, the Archbishop also gifted the retired Anglican priests and wives bags of rice and cash while he hosted children's party as part of activities marking his birthday. Special presentation to the Archbishop and dance by the children capped the event, which had in attendance the President, Mothers Union and Women's Guild, Province of the Niger and Oka Diocese, and Emeritus Bishop of Isukwuato Umunnochi Diocese, Right Reverend Sam Chukwuka. In Oka, Emmanuel Chibata for ABS News.
The federal government has promised to include the security of schools in the 2023 budget. Speaking in Abuja, the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, said in 2023 budget they will make sure that they make specific budget to support financing of safety of schools. She noted that the federal government would also be encouraging states to make specific commitments to the safety of schools. She noted that consultations were underway with states, local governments, and critical stakeholders to identify the most transparent, effective, and accountable ways of mobilizing and deploying resources. Ahmed also disclosed that the National Financing Plan for the Security and Safety of Schools across the country will be unveiled before the end of the third quarter of this year. She said the Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning had established a commitment with members drawn from the relevant ministries, departments and agencies, including the Federal Ministry of Education, the military and other agencies for this purpose. The federal government and global internet company Google are collaborating to curb the excesses of subversive YouTube channels being used to spread hate speech and misinformation against the country. The Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, stated this during a courtesy call on him by a delegation from Google in Abuja. He expressed delight that both the federal government and Google share the same concern on the responsible use of social media. He said Nigerians are among the most vibrant social media users in the world, with over 100 million internet users in the country. The minister, however, observed that those platforms are also used by unscrupulous persons or groups for subversive and nefarious activities. Mohammed said the Nigerian government had recently proposed a code of practice for interactive computer service platforms and internet intermediaries in an attempt to provide a framework for collaborative protecting Nigeria's users of internet platforms. The Google Regional Director, Charles Morito, said the platform has introduced a program called Trusted Flaggers for citizens trained to track and engage with online contents in order to flag contents of serious concern. Malaysia's appeal court has overturned a landmark decision that women should be able to pass on their citizenship to children born overseas in the same way as Malaysian men. In a 2-1 decision, the judges sided with the government and rejected the September 2021 ruling by the High Court that Malaysian women had the same right as men to confer citizenship on their children. The case hinges on Article 14(1)(b) of Malaysia's constitution, which expressly gives fathers the automatic right to confer citizenship on their children born abroad, but omits any mention of mothers. Advocacy group Family Frontiers, along with 6 affected mothers, challenged the constitutionality of the clause in December 2020, arguing that the judges should interpret the clause in line with the principle of gender equality. The 6 women who filed the cases were able to secure citizenship for their overseas-born children after the lower court ruling, but the appeal court said that other applications should remain frozen until the federal court hands down its decision. Ever-present African flag bearers, Nigeria, have departed the shores of the country for this year's FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup finals taking place in Costa Rica. Coach Chris Danjuma has picked team captain Oluwatosin Demihin and 20 others, an overwhelming majority of whom were involved in the lengthy qualifying series to wear Nigerian's colors at the 19-day championship. The Falconets had to scale the hurdles presented by Central African Republic, Republic of Congo, Cameroon and Senegal, winning 6 of 7 matches to be eligible to fly Africa's flag once more at the finals in Central America. Nigeria will play France, Canada, Korea Republic in Group C of the 16-nation tournament starting from 10th August, while 2018 runners-up Spain will tango with hosts Costa Rica, Australia and Brazil in Group A. Africa's other flag bearers, Ghana, are up against cup holders Japan, the Netherlands and 3-time champions United States of America in Group D. Germany, who have also won the competition 3 times, including 2010 and 2014, when they beat Nigeria in the final, will play Colombia, New Zealand, and Mexico in Group B. All group phase and quarterfinal matches will be played at the Alejandro Morelas Soto, which is hybrid of natural and synthetic grass called stitched grass. The semi-final, final, and third-place matches will take place in Estadio Nacional. Before we end the news, here are the main points again. Anambra State Governor's wife has pledged to reward nursing mothers on exclusive breastfeeding. Oboji community is to house state government proposed Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Hub. Federal government is to include security and safety of schools in national budget. Malaysia's appeal court has overturned citizenship ruling on children born overseas. We remind you that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him our maximum support for the task ahead. And that's the news this morning. Thanks for joining us. I am David Obokwasile.